caterpillar has no idea it will become a butterfly. It simply has instincts that commands to start building a cocoon. In a similar fashion, you have no idea why you are compelled to start digging this really, really deep hole, but it feels very important. It takes a while before I find the perfect spot. It's quite a hike from where our camp was, but I made better time alone and without all the extra stuff in my bag weighing me down. All I've brought with me are our water bottles and shovels. I start with mine, since I'm more used to its heft in my hand. I begin to dig. Each stab of the shovel, each spray of dirt warms me from the inside, and I feel like weeping with joy. It's like stepping through the door with bitter winter winds howling at my back to be greeted with a roaring fire and a mug of hot chocolate. It's like doggedly plowing through years of research and exhausting lab sessions until one day you can hardly believe it when your tests finally return the result you've been working for, justifying every second, heralding a scientific revolution. It's opening your eyes again to dazzling smiles and tears after an experimental surgical procedure that only had a minuscule chance of success. Nothing else comes close to that feeling. The blisters on my palms break and bleed. My back is one giant mass of agony. My legs and arms are trembling. But the pain is only a distant buzz in the back of my mind, drowned out by the certain knowledge that all this sacrifice, all this effort, will pay off in a way that I cannot even comprehend right now. I keep digging. The shovel breaks after a while. It's old, something I've been using on my camping trips for years. Thankfully, I still have Kelly's almost brand new shovel with me. The blue barely even shows up on the bright red-coated material, and soon it's covered in dirt in any case. I keep digging. A ranger joins me after a while. I vaguely recall him shouting at me, something about Kelly and monsters, but then he joins me in the hole and hands me his own water supply. Mine ran out yesterday, I think. Time is a little strange this far down. The ranger doesn't have a shovel, so he uses his hands. It doesn't take too long before his skin tears, his nails, his flesh. He uses his feet after that. But it's much slower. At least he's trying. A shout, cut off abruptly. I look up through graying vision. There is a gaping hole where the ranger was, a cave-in under his stomping boots. I follow him through and land on top of his still body. His neck is at a strange angle, and his head looks like Kelly's did. The shock of the fall jars my bones, but it is cushioned by the ranger, so I'm still okay. The end is so close now I can feel it, that breakthrough, that miraculous awakening, that home we yearn for all our lives. I begin to walk. The anticipation builds in me, fresh energy swirling dizzyingly in my bones. My heart is pounding, my blood rushing, driving me forward. I finally emerge into a cave and see her. She is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen, and I drop to my knees in awe, unable to tear my eyes away. The maggots wriggle and writhe through the gaps in her skin, a whole body fluid dance of such natural elegance. Scarabs chitter in the sweetest of melodies as they crawl over her in glorious worship, adding glitter and color, and I envy them. Her skin itself is a work of art, rotting and dripping, the movement of the insects making the dangling strips and flaps tremble deliciously, temptingly. The smell of decay and death is indescribable, the most overwhelmingly lovely of perfumes. She is everything I never knew I wanted. I would have dug through to the other side of the earth for her, though I cannot help but be glad that she was so close, that it only took a few days of digging to find her. "You've done well, my faithful one," she says to me. Her voice is dark honey and smoky campfires, and resonates within my very being. "Now come closer. You've done well to find me, but there is one more thing I need you to do." "Anything?" I say. I barely move my lips, so dry and cracked that each breath is new agony, but she still understands me. Of course she does. I need sustenance, my faithful one. I need to live again. With your help. You must dig once more. I smile at her with all the love in my unworthy heart and drop the shovel. I don't need it anymore. Instead, I take out my handy multi-tool, always in my pocket, and pull out the little blade. I shuffle over to her side on my knees. Then I set the blade to my skin, and I begin to dig.